Hello, my name is Holly Starczyk, and today I will be discussing the journals of animal behavior and animal welfare. I will be comparing and contrasting these two scientific journals, as well as giving my opinion on both of these relatively well-known scientific publications. I'm going to start with a brief overview of some similarities. They are both international scientific and technical journals that are peer-reviewed. Both animal behavior and animal welfare focus on topics primarily related to non-human animals. Both cover articles under the broad term of ethology. Now, they both support open access, which gives people the chance to access content without having to pay. As many of you know, several articles online are posted, but then they are blocked behind a paywall, and most people cannot afford to pay $35 to read an article once or twice, so this prevents a significant portion of the population from being able to access modern research articles. So both animal behavior and animal welfare support open access, which promotes the advancement of science for all. And both of these journals publish both online and in print. There is a significant difference between these and other journals which we need to discuss. While numerous scientific journals discuss experiments performed on animals, when we talk about these two journals, that's not really what we're talking about. Both of these journals focus more on the animals themselves. So when we talk about animal behavior, there's going to be a lot of articles about sociobiology, wild animal behavior, navigation and migration, things like that. And when we talk about animal welfare, there's a lot of articles covered on animal welfare, captive animal behaviors, comparing the two captive and wild animals and seeing how their behavior differs. Animal welfare in particular is concerned with how human interaction alters natural animal behaviors, as well as understanding how captivity changes the well-being of these animals. So when we talk about these two journals, we're focusing the research on the animals instead of the animals in research. Now I'm going to discuss in animal behavior in a little more detail. It was first published in 1953, so it has been around for quite some time. It has an impact factor of 3.317, which is relatively high. The impact factor is how often articles published within this paper are then cited by other articles within the field of animal behavior and other related sciences. It is published monthly by Elsevier, which is located in England. It is associated with the Animal Behavior Society and the Association for the Study of Animal Behavior. And the articles within this journal are double-blind peer-reviewed. That means that the editor doesn't know the author of the paper, and the author does not know who edits their paper. There is a lot of possible biases that may occur, so this eliminates the chance for those biases, as no one knows who is writing or reading the paper. Next, I'm going to go in a little more detail about the Journal of Animal Welfare. It's a relatively new journal that was first published in 1992. It has a much lower impact factor of 1.433, though I believe it is rapidly growing. It is published quarterly by the Universities Federation for Animal Welfare and is associated with the Universities Federation of Animal Welfare. Now, this journal prides itself on supporting access in developing countries. There is a program that makes the Journal of Animal Welfare and several articles contained within it available online for free or for very low cost to staff members and students in qualifying not-for-profit organizations all over the developing world. Now, these organizations include national universities, medical schools, teaching hospitals, government offices, all different types of places that may not be able to afford the research, but would really benefit from being able to access these articles. So here we're going to look at a chart of just some brief differences between what may or may not be published within these journals. We see that animal welfare, of course, focuses on topics pertaining more to animal welfare, so abnormal behaviors, especially those seen in captivity, animal cognition, and of course, animal welfare science itself. When we look at the Journal of Animal Behavior, we see that there are some differences in navigation and migration, in behavioral psychology, and sensory behavior, so things that may apply more to wild animals. So, of course, they both cover ethology, which is a very general term for behavior. So we can see that there might be a great deal of overlap between here, but an important thing to note is that animal welfare may also include ethical debates or lawsuits if they do in fact pertain to animal welfare. Next, I'm going to talk about the ease of use of the website, starting with animal behavior. Now, if you see in the bottom right-hand corner here, I have a screenshot of what you first see when you log onto their website. My first instinct to say is that it is streamlined, very easy to access, very easy to read. It's simple to find the major links. They're all right here on the side. They're very bold. They stand out. And if you don't see what you're looking for, there's a search bar right here, so you can just look for it or go through the menu. It has the open access articles right here. All you have to do is click and it will take you to those free articles. All the major important information is viewable without having to scroll. You can see the journal metrics, you can see the research areas covered, and basically everything you could possibly need without having to roll down on the page at all, even if you want to submit your paper or track your paper. There are also links to take you to the two societies that it is associated with. Next, I'm going to discuss the ease of use of Animal Welfare's website, and again, I have a screenshot of what you first see when you log onto their website. My first instinct here is to say that it's overly wordy. There seems to be a lot going on this page. Many of the things discussed here could be divided or moved to other tabs. However, all of the major links are still here without having to scroll. They don't pop as much as on Animal Behavior's website, and there's also no search bar. So if you don't see what you're looking for, you're going to have to go through all of these tabs. However, most of the major information is here. We don't see the journal metrics right off the bat, but they might not be advertising as much since their impact factor is not quite as high. However, all in all, it is still a pretty good website. Next, on to my overall opinion of these two journals. It is my opinion that both of these journals are highly efficacious in promoting the advancement of knowledge. Both journals support open access, which gives a much broader range of people the ability to understand modern research. Both are extremely useful for accessing articles relating to a slew of topics contained under the broad term of ethology. While animal behavior has been around for a lot longer, animal welfare is certainly making its mark in the scientific world. Both are accessible through NCSU databases, and I personally suggest both if you have any writings to do on animal behavior or animal welfare. Here are my works cited, and I thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.